Hi there, it's Kevin with the Rogue Deck Builder here with a quick draft out of the station. We're going to try this out on Arena. This will be our critique of how draft wins. I have not even seen anyone pilot this yet, so this is going to be a new, fresh experience for us. Right off the bat, we look at the pricing for 5,000 coins versus 750 gems. To get 3 packs with gems, it is 600 gems. So they're charging a 150 gem entry fee for the prize payout. So basically we can take the 600 away from that and we get gems, 50 gems for 0 wins. So you can take away 50 off of the entry fee that you're going to at least get 50 back. So it's 1 win for 100, and so it's basically just 2 wins and you get back your entry because you got to think that you get the pack value. Packs are better, I believe, although you can't get wild cards in these, than if you were to get the original. I think you keep the cards, right? You 14 card pack, you keep all the cards you choose. Yeah, okay. So the value seems to be really, really good for draft. Much better than anything else here, other than it does cost a whopping 5,000 coins to enter, which is 5 packs. So if you compare the two, so packs are, go back over here to the packs. If we're going to get the 3 packs to draft, it's 600. So you can take, that's 200 gems a pack. Versus, so roughly a gem is worth, or 200 gems is worth 1,000 coins? Is that what we're doing here? And then so yeah, this is a lot better value then, because you're getting in for a much cheaper price though, but gems can only be acquired. Well, they could only be acquired by purchasing them, except the draft, it looks like it gives it out in gems rather than in coins. So that's kind of weird. That's awkward as well. How they're doing this system. Anyway, I digress. We'll go ahead and get started here with the 750. Yes, we want to confirm this purchase. I have not played Amonkhet forever. So wait a second. I am drafting against a robot? Or did it just automatically put me up in a queue? So I don't know what's going on here. But anyway, first pack here. There's no time limit either. I don't see a time limit on here. So it's just, it must be just doing like a simulated queue. Again, it's been forever since I've drafted this format. I typically like to go white-red, but when it's anything goes, don't have to really go against an opponent. I think this leaves it open a lot more. So right off the bat, we have the Tenacious Hunter. I actually think this is a pretty good card. Vigilance and Death Touch if you have the -1/-1. We have the Devotee of Strength, which is a decent little 3/2 with an upside of pumping it in. Lulan's Defeat and Captain's Last Word are usually quite, I mean, the last word's okay actually in Constructed. I've played with it a few times. Sometimes it's been, you know, it probably is the best card in this pack though, because you're taking a bomb. I always like these gain control effects. It's got a very low cost. Not being able to untap your lands, of course, is quite big. We got the some filler cards here. Nothing too exciting out of this pack. Kind of a solitary camel is nice if you can set it up. I don't like first picking these though. I think they're later on in packs. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm underestimated. The Active Heroism is also a nice little card if you have Exert cards. But I think that Captain's Last Word is the better card here. I don't know about Wheeling because the computer's just taking the card. But a Lifelink Vigilance or just this Lifelink 3/2 for 3 mana is pretty easy to set up, is actually quite powerful. But I'm just going to take the Captain's Last Word. I think that's fine to run. We have an Unsummon here, which is fine. Endless Sand's pretty bad. We have a Crypt of Eternals, which is good if you're fixing. We don't need to really fix at this point. We have the Dauntless Aven, which if you are going the red and or either the green-white or the red-white Exert, Dauntless Aven is a key card for this particular strategy. The Vizier of the Anointed is not to be underestimated because it's just basically card advantage. I like going Eternalize in this format, and especially if there isn't things like if it's computer drafting, I don't know how highly they're going to pick these up. So Blur of Blades is always a solid card, but I don't think it's second pickable. I think about the most powerful card in this particular would be the Vizier of the Anointed. We're already in a Captain's Last Word. So I think that we're getting quite lucky here with the blue cards. Unquestionable Thirst if it wheels. Of course, we want that as it's blue's removal. And Summon is also really, really powerful in this particular format because you can get rid of an Eternalize or Embalm card. But the Vizier Anointed, I think, is just a better card. The Obelisk Spider is good if you're in those colors, but it's something you don't take in pack 1. So we'll take the Vizier of the Anointed. Fraying Sanity is actually really, really powerful in a 40-card format. We can easily take it, and I wouldn't be sad about that. We have another Exert Enabler, Mummy Paramount, which is actually quite powerful. A Prowess Afflict for 2 mana is very, very strong. This is a standard and a pauper playable card. So in a deck like ours, which we will be running like Unsummons, I think this is a very, very good card. But I think we're going to have fun here. Take the rare. The Fraying Sanity can actually help us if we... No. We could, yeah, we can chant ourselves. But I think that... I don't know. I don't know if Fraying Sanity is the right call here to actually take it. Because it is a mill... Like, I like mill when it is something that we can... Yeah, I think just taking the Spellweaver of Eternal is actually a better card. Let's have fun, though. Let's take the Fraying Sanity. All right, so blue is now completely out of pick here. Desert of the Fervent is always a good card. You want to pick up deserts quite highly if they can start getting you the advantage later on. Speaking of a card that works off the desert, I do like green-blue as a color pair for this because you can have a nice little tempo route with the Unsummons if they wheel. Other cards in here, we have the Cycling Grizzly Survivor, not to be underestimated. We have the Steadfast Sentinel, which is a 2/3 Vigilance that can be eternalized. We have the Crypt of Eternal, and we have a Torment of Scarabs, which is a decent little card if you can, during that player's upkeep, that player loses 3 life unless they sacrifice an online card or discard a card. I haven't been very impressed with this in draft, though. I think the card that is the most powerful in this particular is going to be the Sidewinder Naga, as it curves the best with a desert. And yeah, I'm going to take the Sidewinder. We have a hollow one here, which I don't think is going to be something we're going to be able to make it work in our deck. We have 3 red cards, the Firebrand Archer, the Thorn Moloch. Prowess works with both of these. We have a nice little flick for 3/3, got great little filler. We have a counterspell. I'm not the biggest fan of a 3-mana counterspell. It does have cycling, though, in draft. A Ruin Rat, a Bitterbow Sharpshooter, which has Vigilance Reach, which is actually a very, very solid card in this, as well as a Gift of Strength, and a Mummy Paramount and a Disposable Mummy. So, Disposable Mummy can take care of an Eternalized card. The Hollow one's not terrible, but I think this Bitterbow Sharpshooters is the right card, especially if those Unsummons come back. Well, sometimes you live the dream. We get another Fraying Sanity, so now we definitely can go mill, so we're just going to try to go as control as possible and just go the Fraying Sanity deck. Yep. I'm not even going to look at the other cards. Double Fraying Sanity, pack 1. Another Sidewinder Naga, which is very aggressive. But if we really want to go into the stall route, I mean, I do have 2 green cards right off the bat. A Sidewinder Naga could really solidify us going into green. We could have Disposable Mummy. But I think the God Pharaoh's Faithful is exactly what we want in a blue do-nothing deck. And I'm going to take it. And some people might think that that's not the right call. Crooked Condemnation is also a very, very solid card, especially since we will be milling our opponent. And it won't come back because, yeah. So I think the God Pharaoh's Faithful. I don't know. Yeah, God Pharaoh's Faithful is the right pick. We get another one here. Now we're going to have a very, very powerful little control route here, which I do want to go. A blue-white Fraying Sanity mill. Claim to Fame is a good card, of course, but Cunning Survivor is also a very powerful card in this particular format, with cycling being very, very prevalent. And the Tragic Lesson's a great draw card, but, an instant speed divination with a returning land, not a bad card. But we're going to take the other God Pharaoh's Faithful. I think, what the hell did it take there? It took nothing? So we just took nothing there. Put it in our sideboard? No, maybe it will give it back to us, but did everyone see that? We just got nothing there. We'll take the Solitary Camel. Where'd it go? We didn't take a Sidewinder. No, we already had that. We already had the Fraying Sanities. We already had the Vizier Anointed. What the hell just happened? We took a card and then it just decided, hey, you don't get that card. We'll go ahead and take the Crypt of the Eternal. It's the most splashable. Now we'll take the Dutiful Servants. You never know when you need creatures. And it looks like black is wide open. I think that at this point, the black card that is the most powerful would be the Survivor. And wow, it's really trying to push us into black. We'll take another Survivor. And unfortunately, we get a bunch of garbage back. I guess that's happened when the... right on camera, though, we should have another God Pharaoh's Faithful, which we do not. The Scorpion God's a very powerful card. But again, I think that at this point, we really, really want to go into the white-blue control. I think even first picking a God Pharaoh's Faithful is something that is reasonable. We also have a Sandblast, though. I think Sandblast just gets the nod slightly over the God Pharaoh's Faithful. And I don't want to take another God Pharaoh's Faithful in Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep, we're missing. No, it says we have 14 cards. Okay, hopefully it gives it back to us. It says we have 14, but it's saying we only have one God Perilous Faithful. We'll take the Sandblast. Another Solitary Camel is really good for the strategy we're going. We have another Unquenchable Thirst, which can shut down what our opponent is trying to do. Doomfall is a very solid card here. I think I'm going to take the Solitary Camel. I think it's the most potentially powerful for the strategy we're going. And Champion Wits is a great one to get this late. Again, this is a card that would never see this far. You're drafting as a computer. You got to be drafting as a computer. I should have read up on this. So we get the Champion Phase. It does have the synergy with the Vizier of the Anointed. And so, yep, we'll take it. We have a Sunscourge Champion, which is perfect again for what we want. I want some of these unsummons to come back. Hopefully they will come back because, again, they're very, very good in this format, but the Sunscourge Champion is exactly what we want. Our Revelation is not a bad card to sweep it away, but of course we have another Vizier of the Anointed or a Supreme Will. Supreme Will is probably the most versatile, but we do have a lot of synergy with the Vizier of the Anointed to get cards back. I think I slightly value it over Supreme Will. A lot of people will disagree with this pick, but when in doubt, creature out. That's, well, terrible saying there, but I think this is, I mean, Supreme Will can dig us for our Fraying Sanities, but Vizier Anointed is just gas. Scavenger Grounds, another Godfarrow's Faithful, but I'm too terrible to pick, but I'm going to pick it, and hopefully it doesn't get, it doesn't just go away. Come on, pick it! Alright, it gave us 2 Godfarrow's Faithful this time. We should have 3 of them. Strategic Planning's fine for our deck. We have another Cunning Survivalist. This will help dig for what we need. Disposable Mummy is maybe a card we do need if we're going to be milling our opponent's graveyard, but I think we'll just take the Strategic Planning to help dig. It also helps with our Unearth type strategy. Well, we're going to go into the mill route with the Seer. That's a good one to pick up this late. And Proven Combat, another Godfarrow's Faithful. We would have a play set of these if it would have messed up there. We do get the Unquenchable Thirst back, and we do get the Unsummon back, which is really good. Another Unsummon as well. It's a little bit better in my opinion than Imaginary Threats. Creatures target opponent controls attack this turn available, and then they don't untap. I think Unsummon is just slightly more powerful. And we'll take another Dutiful Servants because it's doing everything we want this deck to do. We need to stall the board. Alright, a Champion of Ronus is not a card I want. A Cryptic Serpent's also not a card I want. The Winds of Rebuke is a card I want, but is it better than Anointer Priest or Impeccable Timing? That is the decision we have to make. And in my opinion, it is the Winds of Rebuke is going to be the pick here. It works with our mill strategy. I think we have a lot of ways to clog the board up, and we don't need to rely on either Anointer Priest or Impeccable Timing. Whereas Winds of Rebuke is going to get back or take back a card, put our opponent off curve, and mill. So mill works for us too because we are going to try to find some good embalm cards here. So we'll Winds of Rebuke it away. Kefnit's Monument's actually quite powerful in this particular strategy with enough blue creatures that we play. It also taps down. I think it's actually going to be the pick. I don't want to go into the Sunscorched Desert or the Cradle of the Cursed. I know that we wanted some deserts for the Solitary Camel and we didn't pick them up. However, we can just end up cutting those. Kefnit's Monument still, to me, does look like the better pick. Cradle's okay. Like, maybe if we really want to get those Solitary Camels online, we're going to have to go Cradle. We have to start picking up the deserts highly. But Kefnit's Monument taps down a creature and then it doesn't untap every time you cast a creature spell. I think that's exactly what this deck wants. I'm going to take it. River Serpent, we have the Winged Serpent cycling, not something we want. If a opponent would deal damage to you, it would prevent one of it. Don't want that. I think we have a good route of really protecting ourselves. Yeah, this is kind of a dud of a pack for us. We could just cycle away a card and try to get us to the late game. That could be a pretty good pick. I don't think we want the Exert strategy here or even the Sparring Mummy. Final Reward's something we could splash though, so I'm going to take a Final Reward. Never Return's a very, very powerful card. We have another Kefnit Monument, not going to go that route. I think Final Reward's easier to splash than Never to Return, though, because we're not going to be going heavy into black. I think we'll go ahead and take the Final Scourge. The Soul Stinger is actually a pretty good card, too, but I'm gonna take a Final Reward. And we're gonna try to subtly splash black just for those 2 cards. It's exactly what we wanted, is 2 ways to get rid of our opponent's bombs, so I'm happy with that. We'll take the Baleful Amit, too. Yeah, not a bad card, especially if we can throw it on cards. Yeah, we're definitely going to try to splash into black. Sacred Cat is something we want, but now we have a Drake Haven. That's a very late Drake Haven. We don't have any cycling, I believe, to make Drake Haven work, though. Yeah, there's just not enough. So I think that we'll take the Soul Stinger. I think we actually might be going into black-white now, or black-blue. Sacred Cat's always good, though, but Soul Stinger is insanely good. Return of 2 dark cards with cycling. No, we don't want that. Yeah, it's Soul Stinger or Sacred Cat. I got to make a decision here, though. I think Sacred Cat actually does do better. I don't want to go too heavy into black, but I mean, we have some decent little black cards to begin with already. Soul Stinger's just so good, though. I'm going to take it. Another Sacred Cat. That's not where I wanted to be. I wish I would have taken the other Sacred Cat if I knew what I would got a Sacred Cat, but it is what it is at this point. We don't want the Sentinels or the cycling card. And I guess this just wants to give us Soul Stingers and Sacred Cats like crazy. Yeah, still at this point, I think Soul Stinger is better. It's a big, beefy card. We could go into here at this point, into this Shadowstorm Vizier. Don't need it. Supply Caravan's not terrible. Naga Oracle, enters the battlefield, look at top 3 cards, putting a number of them on your grave and the rest of them back on top of your library. It can help dig. I think if we need to run it, we can run it. And the Sunscorched Desert comes back. I don't think we're going to desert at this point. Yeah, it's fine just to take. And at this point, we can just take a... We're not going to use any of these cards. Protection Hawkmoth can go in our sideboard. We get another Soul Stinger, Dune Beetle, and Excavation. So, after drafting your final cards, okay, so we get 4 towards our vault. Let's see if it fixed itself. Yes, it gave us the 4 Godpharaoh's Faithful. So that is pretty good. We are in a weird splash. We might actually end up splashing blue and going heavier into white and into black. So I don't think that the Solitary Camels quite make the cut. We'll run the Sunscourge Champion. We'll run the Sandblast. Again, I don't know if the Sacred Cat's going to make it. We want the 2 Unsummons. We want the Unquenchable Thirst. The Winds of Rebuke, the Strategic Planning. None of these we want in. We want the Champion of the Wits, the 2 Fraying Sanities. The Seer of Last Tomorrow, the Baleful Amit. I don't know about the Kefnit's Monument now. I don't know. To me, it seems pretty good to really slow down our opponent. We want the Kefnit's Last Word, yeah. Oracle. Oracle's pretty powerful with an Eternalize type strategy. We'll put it in for the moment. We want the Viziers. They can go get enough of our cards. We do want the Soul Stingers. And then we want the final reward. So what does that put us at? That is a deck of 32. Whoops! We are cutting out cards here. Let's just cut everything here. I just realized that we're taking out cards we wanted to put in. Okay, so want the Champion of Wits. Okay, we want the Winds of Rebuke. We want the Amit. Want the Vizier of the Anointed ×2. We want the Fraying Sanities ×2. We want the Seer and the Kefnet. And let's go back to white here. We want all 4 of the Godpharaoh's Faithful. Yeah, I still think it's actually black will be the splash. We do want the Soul Stingers. Kefnit's Monument still on a kind of a weird... We want the Sunscorched Champion. We want the Sandblast. We want the Unquenchable Thirst. We want the Unsummons. See, that kind of leaves us with the strategic... That's a 40-card deck right there. So maybe we don't even need to splash the black. Or... I mean, the only thing we want the final rewards, though, for splashing black. So we'd have to cut 2 cards here. And again, I don't think we need the Nagas, the Dutiful Servants. We don't need the... this is a 1-game deck, though, or a 1-match deck. What is it putting us at? It's putting us at 13, it's putting us at 12 at 17 lands, which is probably where we want to be. How badly do I need the Soul Stingers in this deck? I mean, they're quite... Having a 4 or 5 body is just... So we'd have to cut 2 cards. Still think we want it. Unsummons are really, really potent in here. Maybe Kefnit's Last Word. It's just such a boss of a card. how badly do we need white? We have a Sandblast, a Sunscorched Champion, and a Sacred Cat. The problem is we don't have any other... The Vizier Anointed gets kind of weird. We didn't pick up enough of them to really make it worthwhile to run the Vizier Anointed. It is still ghastly. You just go get one of these. And I believe we'd still want the Vizier of the Anointed. We want the Final Rewards. We want the Soul Stingers. If we care about going into black. Yeah, maybe I'm just overestimating the Soul Stingers. And we can put like a Naga Oracle to help us dig for what we want. Maybe that's because now we're only subtly splashing for the swamp. And I think that's fine. 9, I'm going to cut a... Whoops. And put a plains back in. I think we do want to hit a plains early. So 14, 17. Again, I don't know if we need to go 17 with how the way Arena's made. Let's be greeds here. We do want to hit land drops, though. I don't know. I still think I'm underestimating the Soul Stingers. I don't want to go too heavy into black, though. With 13, 17 lands, final reward. Yeah, actually, I think that's the right call. It's suddenly splashing the black. Okay, so now we are done with the deck building. We have, I think, a very, very good, solid draft deck. And we will click done. And let's go ahead and play. See how far we get with this. Alrighty. So this is everything a boy wants, all of the mana sources, and we have ways to actually stall our opponent, and we have a nice little life linker here. So I am very happy with this. Oh, that even made our hand so much better. I feel very, very happy with this start. You don't care about that card. It can stick out. And we just need to hit land drops now, and we'll end the turn. We'll put the Baleful Amulet. We'll actually get a put a new one when we counter Honor God for us faithful. And we are in great shape. We don't have to worry about like a cancel from our opponent. Nope. Now we are golden. We have a 4/3 lifelinker out on turn number 3. Which is just about as powerful as in draft as you can come. I don't think I can think of much more. So we have the Naga Oracle, which is going to help our opponent mill. And our opponent's going to try to double block here when we attack him with our Baleful Amulet, and that's why we'll unsummon. We'll probably Winds of Rebuke. Yeah, it's more mana efficient. And our opponent throws 2 cards in the graveyard. You know, that's helping us out. But I think this Baleful Amulet's just going to lead us to victory here. So we're going to combat. We're going to attack here, and our opponent's going to double. Really? Our opponent did not double block. Just took the damage, which is very, very weird. We'll go Vizier the Anointed then. Or do you want to go Naga Oracle to really? Yeah, we'll do Naga of our own. Up to 26 life. We want just the Sunscorched Champion in the graveyard. And we do want to hit land drops. Actually, we want this in the graveyard and this in the graveyard. And we do want the island on top. What the hell just happened? Oh, okay, that went there. I thought it went in my hand. Okay, so we have the island next turn leads us to a Sacred Cat and a Vizier of the Anointed. And if our opponent's even putting out, big creatures like this, we get a unsummon it. So let's see. Yeah, mana efficient's just to unsummon. right now, and then we'll combat attack with the Amit again. And now we will Winds of Rebuke the Feral Prowler. And we mill 2 islands, which is good. Opponent loses the Naga Oracle. Their curve is really messed up. And we still get to put out a cat here. Alright, so we get a Champion of Wits. At this point, I'll trade the Baleful Amit. So we'll attack with everything. See if my opponent wants to make the trade. They might just go on the Naga Oracle. Yep. Can't allow me to gain more life, which is fine. Vizier the Anointed actually has no more targets now. We drew the last target. So we'll just go the good old Champion of Wits and throw away the Vizier of Anointed and the Swamp. And we have the Unquenchable Thirst. And we are in great shape. Don't have a lot of lands left in our deck. And I don't think our opponent can win this now. We haven't drawn the Fraying Sanities yet. Yeah. Just gonna dumb down my God Pharaoh's Faithful a little more. No need to attack, and we'll just cast another God Pharaoh's Faithful. Pass a turn. And we need to find those Fraying Sanities. The one thing about Fraying Sanities, and I just realized too that my final rewards kind of don't work with them. Speak of the devil. Let's just use this right now. Wait, Fraying Sanities says when it leaves the battlefield, right? Not when it goes. No, it is definitely when it goes to the graveyard. All right, no attacks. Can't really attack into this. So yeah, now Fraying Sanities is quite awkward. Well, we'll put out another God Pharaoh's Faithful. Need to find those Fraying Sanities. And then end turn. Beneath the Sands. There's the Sharpshooter that is back. And I think we'll play this last Plains, because that does allow for the Sunscourge Champion to come back. That's going to be a tough card to deal with. That's going to be a really tough card to deal with. My opponent is thinking about attacking and then decides not to. So here's a card we will get rid of. But we do have the Unquenchable Thirst for the Greater Sandstorm. Yep, submit this. We'll gain 4 life. And end the turn. Still haven't hit a Fraying Sanity. Yep, we'll take the life. We're at a whopping 44. A Myriarch, which is very rough for me to deal with. We drew another land, but I still think we Unquenchable Thirst on the Greater Sandworm. Countervailing Winds, I cannot pay 7, so that actually works. Now that is something that I do have to worry about, a Greater Sandworm. So far, it doesn't get any abilities. So now we're going to have to start chump blocking. We'll throw a cat in the way. And that Greater Sandworm might actually beat me. Found another land. Not where I want to be in life. And we also do have another exile spell too. We're going to play one more. What do I want? Another island? Because then we can block with the Champion of Wits. And have 2 4/4s to take care of the Greater Sandworm. So how many lands do we have left? We have 2 in the graveyard. We have 4 in the graveyard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we still have 5. Opponent's going to draw 2 more cards. So now my opponent is above in the mill. And here we'll block and take the 7 again. Oh, Lord. Okay, Champion Wits is coming back. Unfortunately, we could easily mill here. Discard 2 planes. But we get the Kefnit's. Kefnit's last word's going to give us the... And I don't think we have anything else to discard, so let's go ahead and throw the forest out. No attackers. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. So let's read Fraying Sanities. Whenever a player puts X words put in their graveyard. Okay. So our opponent could have some sort of action here. And there could be another... Sweet. That actually worked. And I don't think we need to have anything not untapped next turn. I'd rather keep the mana up. So we are going to end the turn. Again, I don't think we put the Fraying Sanities out because I'd like to keep an Unsummon up. Yeah, I'm just not going to attack in. I think we're going to just leave our opponent one more turn with the Unsummon up. We do have to start getting... We gotta go quick here because our Fraying Sanity is... Alright, we'll go ahead and attack with these two. Our 4/4. Alright, so this is gonna mill my opponent 2. Should put us, and draw a card, which should put us ahead of, yeah, of our opponent in the mill route. So this will throw 2 cards in the graveyard. Nope, we're still ahead. Uh-oh. We do have the Unsummon. Yeah, I don't care about that card. And we do have a Yeah, I can take that damage. Not going to I should have sandblasted, actually. Final reward, that's going to seal the deal for us. As I believe my opponent's going to have to make this block. Really? Going to go to a 3. All right, well, we'll end the turn. Guess my opponent's on the mill route here. Our other Fraying Sanity is still in these last 5. We also have a strategic planning we have to draw into, which we will not be casting. But this deck ended up being quite good with the do-nothing strategy. We're still up to 30 life, and we've taken some massive hits. Well, we'll cast the other Fraying Sanity. Which gains us 3 life. And our opponent will scoop it up. And there must be a ranking for draft, because now we get some draft points here. Look at that. We will play another match. with our do-nothing deck. Okay, so another keepable hand. We have our sources, which is the most important thing with a greedy 3-color deck. Still don't have the Fraying Sanities, which is the namesake of our draft decks. Fraying Sanity stall dot deck. We can throw out the God Pharaoh's Faithful, and we have a great way to control our opponent's bombs. I think last matchup was one of our harder matchups. We don't like facing other counter magic, but I don't know. I think a red deck would be very easy for us to beat with these two God Pharaohs, these two God Pharaoh's Faithfuls starting out. Blinding Mummy. Yep, don't care about that. And we'll throw out the Sun Scourge Champion, which gains us even more life and no attackers. Ooh, this is a wizard. I never even noticed that the God Pharaoh's Faithful is a wizard. Don't know if that will work with wizard, like a blue-white wizard theme, but it seems to be a pretty good control wizard with like something to borrow. You're gaining life off of all your counter spells. That doesn't seem too shabby. Food for thought for all you brewers out there. Speaking of brewing, while we're waiting for Seaman, that's a great name, Seaman. You can go check out the... Ooh, what did that just do? Gave it... Oh, flying. You can go check out roguedeckbuilder.com right now for the Rogue Master Brewer competition we got going on. Have some store credit to give out for the most creative, or the deck that we find the best will be crowned as the Rogue Master Brewer. Going up against another blue deck, by the way. We have the Final Reward and a Kefnit's Last Word. Can't cast it, though. We can cast the Final Reward, though. So we can take care of any bomb our opponent throws at us. There's the Sacred Cat. Very solid card. Opponent could get back. Sunscourge Champion. I think we just let it go. I don't think I attack in. Yeah, mana open. Yep. Mana open. I don't think 2 damage is relevant. I'd rather keep up Final Reward. Like, we could attack in and then ship back the Sacred Cat, making the Blinding Mummy die, which the Blinding Mummy might be a pivotal part of my opponent's strategy. It looks like they went heavy into zombies. Yeah. But again, I'm not too scared of it. That's going to be annoying, the unconventional tactics, giving zombies flying. Can't use it this turn, so we're definitely going to wait for next turn for another unconventional tactics. Surprised the Sacred Cat didn't come in there. Yep, we're just going to pass the turn. This would be a lot easier if our deck wants to give us one of our Fraying Sanities in the opening. As every spell my opponent casts middles further. Have a lot of action with our hand, though. Have a lot of do-nothing cards. Strategic planning is actually helping our cause. Our opponent is a red deck. A 3-color, okay. Must have kept a mountain then, was the card my opponent kept, and threw away 2 lands, so opponent does seem to be flooded quite substantially. On the Sacred Cat, sure. We will Final Reward it. I don't want my opponent gaining more life. I don't know. Maybe that was a waste of a card. Who knows? I think I'm going to keep this swamp in hand for a Sunscourge. Yeah, there's no point to a second swamp. We need the second blue, but yeah, it's fine. We're going to end the turn. We can draw one of our Viziers that can go get our Champion of Wits that can help dig. There's a lot of things we have going for us at the moment. Kind of frustrated with the lack of bombs in our opening, but I mean, the 2 God-Pharaoh's Faithful just puts an end to everything. Yeah, I don't care about an Anointer Priest. And we will play the second island. There's our opponent helping us mill some more. Wonder if my opponent has a good late game, though. Looks like zombies typically want to go wide. There we go. There's the card we want to take. Actually, this isn't the greatest card here. We get, what do we do here? Enters the battlefield, separates those into 2 piles, put 1 into your hand. So we just want to give my opponent the desert and the hieroglyphics. We can have the Sandblast. See what our opponent took. We haven't seen what our opponent took quite yet. Took the, okay, so didn't want the card draw. I wanted my opponent to take that, but that's fine. No, we have a Sandblast for our Sovereign, so I actually don't think we care about taking our... I still don't want this other... Like, I still want to keep some fodder up. We'll play the other Swamp, though. Just give all creature tokens. Creature tokens have flying and vigilance. That is going to be a little bit of a pain. There's the Aven Wind Guide. Cancel. I don't want to wins it back, right? I think we'll just take it. I mean, it still is a 4/4. All right, we'll be taking some damage from this Aven Wind Guide. Opponent does have a Sandblast. I don't know. Possibly we should have kept that for something even more broken. Anointed, like an Adorned Pouncer. We can't let that... Oh, we have a Winds of Rebuke for that when it comes back. Our opponent's going to want it to come back, and then we're going to Winds it. So we're really taking 2 here with the Aven Wind Guide? Sure. Ay, ay, ay. We'll play it just because it allows for the Winds of Rebuke. However, not liking the position we're in. Our opponent only has 1 card left. Opponent can then embalm this back. It's embalm though, not... Yeah, okay, it's not Eternalize. This exerts for... Yep, we saw that coming. It's out of the way. And we can go to no damage here. And then go to my turn, and Jesus. Okay, I'm going to keep these in hand. We're just going to end the turn. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lands. Wampa wampa. So our opponent also has 10 lands. Riddle Form, sure, Riddle Form's fine. The card I do need to get rid of is this Aven Wind Guide. Pointless attack on the Anointer Priest. I kind of want to just trade the Sunscourge Champion with the Catcher's Avenger. Can actually tap down my Sunscourge Champion? Is that what this does? Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn. When you may exert Catcher's as it attacks. When you do, prevent all common damage that would be dealt. Okay, sure. So everything's just being prevented. Still gonna final reward this. Be dealt to it this turn. Okay, I get it. So kind of a worthless attack in my opinion. Because we just go here, here, and here? So I don't understand that. I know my opponent wants to get back that unconventional tactics with the Adorned Pouncer, but then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bounce it with the Winds of Rebuke. And my opponent will cast it, I believe. Do I want to spend my mana this turn? Probably not. Does have the mana with the painted? Yeah, with the painted. Brittle Form is going to be the card that's going to be rough. Now, do I want my opponent to have a draw and possibly get a counterspell, and then we just lose to the +3/+3? Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong for us, but in all reality, that's the problem of drawing land. Seer of Tomorrow is fine. Can help mill. And it's a blocker. And this is good that we keep these cards in hand for this exact purpose. So let's just hope our opponent doesn't draw a random-ass counterspell here. And we should be good. Because we know what's happening with the unconventional tactics. Des the True, okay. Opponent's already down to 10 cards. Can you imagine if we had a Fraying Sanity here? Why doesn't this software just doesn't like to give us Fraying Sanities? Jeez. We went through 20 cards this game, too. So, yeah, if my opponent got a counterspell, my opponent was just insanely lucky here. But I do die. That's 14, 15, 16, 17. It depends on how, if my opponent attacks me with other. Already used a counterspell, too. Deck doesn't want too many counterspells in their deck. All right, awesome. So it looks like it worked. We got one of their counterspells gone with Countervailing Winds. We take a whopping 3 damage, which puts us back to 18, and now we can just mill our opponent. So we can win without Fraying Sanities. I guess it's pointless to take because you can't draw them. All right, 1 card left in hand. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with 11. 12, 13, 14. My opponent is almost out of lands for sure. All right, so we get another land, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I will just ship the turn back because we can use this anytime. And it's only actually 2 activations with the Seer of Last Tomorrow. Opponent will scry. And I think this is probably a good point to mill. Whoops. After the scry. Can't tell where our opponent did, but we'll just kind of assume that they wanted it on top or put it on bottom. Either way, it's pretty good. So we get my opponent's Countervailing Winds again. Or what the hell? It only discarded, is it 2 or 3? What did this say? 3 cards. What did it put? Oh, the chance is there. Okay. Leave by chance. And that's a pretty bad card to flash back. So I think we won here. We got a Crop Crasher, Act of Heroism that they kept on top. Put something on bottom. Do they have only lands left in their deck now, actually? We don't know what's in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. So they at least have 2 lands left in their deck or in their hand here. So I think we won this one. What do I even have in my graveyard to exile? Nothing. Gets back that unconventional tactic, so that card has been annoying all day. I could still lose this with another zombie coming off the top. Thing is, we get to block some significant damage here. It's the Mummy Paramount's going to get in for 6 damage. Because my opponent just has an insane amount of mana at this point. And literally drawn lands. What have we drawn lands? Last 4 draws? Good night. We've used 2 of our final rewards. My opponent is still afraid of my... I have Unsummon, another Unsummon I can draw into. I'm not sure what the unconventional tactics on the 6/4 is all about. I guess it's fine. Yeah, we're actually taking a significant hit here. Which maybe I shouldn't have gone in with the Seer of the Last tomorrow. 9. Should be attacking with everything here. I take an additional damage. Yeah, okay, so I'm taking 10. Ay, ay, ay. Now it's going to give me some garbage. Like, actually, Fraying Sanity's wins if I draw a Fraying Sanity. Naga Oracle, at least it's another blocker. And can set me up. And gives me 2 life, which is relevant. Okay, this is actually really good. Graveyard. Graveyard. And library. Gives us a lifelinker. But still, yeah, unconventional wins can win this. Or not unconventional wins, sorry, unconventional tactics. So a zombie left in my opponent's graveyard, or in my opponent's library, which now, yeah, there's 2 lands somewhere buried here. Ugh. Ugly. And my opponent can actually grab it with chance. Because I can't make it... No. Then draw that many. Discard any other cards, draw that many. There's 3 left in the library. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. 12, 13, 14. Yeah, there's got to be 2. Just to try to get... So I could mill him out here. I can make my opponent not discard, which I think I'll do. And I gave my opponent an Eternalized card, which doesn't matter. Okay, there's got to be 1 more land in hand. My opponent can't draw anything. Yeah, that ended up being pretty good. So can my opponent do 10 damage in 1 swing here? Really gonna... Okay, that's not gonna do it. Does tap down a creature, but I'm fine. Because we take 3. Yeah, we got plenty. Awesome. So we win this one. Still, though, that was a lot more of a anxiety than I wanted to have. Because this should have been a pretty easy matchup with God Pharaoh's Faithful out early. And we will just block everything imaginable. The big ones. And we take 4. And we'll end it quick because our opponent mills out. Okie dokie, we are on to the next one. Man, the bad thing about this deck is it's super slow. Okay. 2 wins, no losses. We're going for gold. Mr. Danny B. Okay, this is the reasonable hand. Hey, we have Fraying Sanity in our opening hand, so more than reasonable. And a God Pharaoh's Faithful. It's just not. That's just not flat out again. Oh, I said that's not flat out, deck. That's not flat out. I like going against green decks with our God Pharaoh's Faithful, especially with this. What does this even do? It gets +1 that can't be blocked with creature's power 2 or less. Well, that's annoying, actually. Hey, I said, deck, let's not flood out. Why are you not minding? Oh, no. Oh, no. Double Ronus's Stewards, which is actually good against this God Pharaoh's Faithful. What was up with this set and not wanting creatures to block? Seems like every card's like, can't block, can't block, can't block. Hey, you can't block. Let's not let you block. All right, so my opponent did... That's actually quite powerful. You know what? I should have gone the Seer. I don't know why I just did that over the Fraying Sanity. We'll be taking 3 damage again this next turn, but the Seer of Last Tomorrow should just be so lethal with Fraying Sanity. Okay, we get a black source, but we still want to put out the island because this allows us to use an unsummon. Which I might have to use against this nonsense. Like, if our opponent puts out a desert, I just might have to throw it out. All right, cool. We got a blocker for the Sidewinder Naga. I don't think we need to use it for the Ronus's Steward quite yet. Just going to exert such a crazy card. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that is a very, very good card to draw into. Another Fraying Sanity. And we did want the Fraying Sanities. No desert. Everyone cross their finger that there is not a desert in my opponent's hand here. If so, I think we'll have to throw back the Ramen of Hydra. And that's not where I want to be. Because this is going to get out of control very quickly with the double Fraying Sanity. Alright, that's exactly where we want to be. So now we can actually block. Opponent's down to a 16. Another island is not where I want to be either. But we can unsummon something. Oh no, I threw a desert in the graveyard and that's all it cares about? But that threw 12 cards in my opponent's graveyard. Can we survive an attack next turn? We can, right? Block, block, and then... So block, block, yeah. And then our opponent just loses. So I'm going to keep both these in our hand. Jeez. Double Fraying Sanities is pretty crazy. Pfft. Okay, still think we survive, though. Oh, no, 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 no. Why didn't I tap that in response? Z, 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 Z. Oh, my goodness. I just screwed up. I think that's the game. Oh, do I have enough to mill? Yes, I do. I believe we just win here. Oh, I lucked out even with my mess up. We milled out with the double Fraying Sanities. Oh my goodness, that was OP as OP gets. And that was quick. All right, so we are on to our 3 wins. See if we can run the table here. I apologize for that mess up, even though it didn't matter. Should have been a response, used it, and I think we won anyway there, just untap. It was like that misplay would have been the only thing for my opponent to win. All right, so we definitely want this hand again. We're getting the lands we absolutely want, which is the Arena software for you. It tries to pick. You can be very greedy with your mana base with Arena. It tries to pick like the best mana-based hand, comparable. And so it read this hand like, oh, look, a white, a blue, and a black. We can, cast the majority of our cards here. Hey, there's the Amit. We haven't seen that card in a few games. We'll just put out a Plains, though. And then next turn, we'll put out the Swamp. We also have a Seer to get us started, which I don't think Seer is very reasonable at this point. Oh, look at our opponent helping us mill. Attaboy. All right, so I think we'll just go Baleful Amit here and throw it on the Amit. You could have made the argument for the Seer of Last Tomorrow. Actually, now I'm thinking about it's probably the better move. But since we're playing against a red-blue deck, yeah, probably... Well, there's Magma Sprays. Yeah, that was the wrong play. Should have led with the Seer of Last Tomorrow and then the Baleful Amit. That's fine, though. I'm going to let... Oh, that's first strike! Oh, no, only Prowess. Yeah, it doesn't have it. Okay, my opponent does not want to make that trade. I thought for sure my opponent would, which I think that was a bad attack to begin with, but it's fine. I don't think... The life gain is so relevant now, though. Yeah, I don't think my opponent can win this. This is a terrible matchup for my opponent. Opponent's going to have some sort of massive bomb. We're going to have to see a Nicol Bolas or Scarab God come down here. This is exactly what I thought when in Thing of the Thorn. Moloch is some sort of blue-red prowess deck. 6 life is so irrelevant, especially on the backswing if we get in with the Amit. Never mind, we won't get in with the Amit. Oh, we will still. Yeah, because it only puts the 1 counter is all. Yep. Okay, so we have a Sacred Cat we can actually throw away. We have a final reward. And I think what we'll end up doing is just playing this island, getting in with the Amit, and then just passing the turn. We have a Sandblast and a final reward. I'd rather do Sandblast and get rid of a Sacred Cat to mill. Wildfire Eternal. Could care less about that card. Doesn't have flicked or anything, right? Just first strike. And we will final reward, since my opponent decided to attack in for no reason. Thank you very much. Now, I don't think we need to use the planes, so let's go ahead and attack in with the Amit. And end the turn. Could have made the argument just for using the Sacred Cat there. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the Secret Cat in the graveyard. Don't know if it's that relevant at this point. Not so relevant cards it threw back. And we have another Godfarrow's Faithful. At this point, I don't even know if is relevant either. So I think what we'll do is just pass the turn. I don't think we even care about running the Sacred Cat out because I'd rather just get rid of this plains. I mean, we could throw the plains out, and then we can run the Sacred Cat. I was thinking that it would require plains. For some reason, let's see her the last tomorrow, and thought I needed a double there. Absolutely do not need double there. And we'll end the turn, and we'll again just go on the mill our opponent. 22 life versus 13 life versus 22 cards. I think it will be easy for us to get rid of the cards, especially if our opponent is going to be decided to discard a card too, rather than return a land. That's kind of funny. My opponent has plenty of lands. And we're gonna, if my opponent tries to attack any with the Thorn Moloch, we're gonna triple block it. Does not. Okay, so ride this to victory. Get rid of a plains. 16 cards will be left in my opponent's deck after this. Illusionary Wrap is fine. A Spellweaver Eternal is a kind of a pain to deal with. Yeah, we'll throw this Vizier of the Anointed out because it can go get our... You know what? Maybe we do want the Godfarrow's Faithful here. Just to gain a life and have another blocker. Yeah, that's fine. And the good old Champion of Wits is going to run into the graveyard. All right, blockers galore. Opponent doesn't really have anything. Can't really run the champion out. We'll just end the turn here. Let my opponent draw themselves out. They're at 14. Yeah, I think we definitely will start milling no matter what. That's kind of annoying. So we're going to mill whatever our opponent puts back on top. Would just be a Blur of Blades or a Tormenting Voice. Unless it's a Tormenting Voice, I'll allow my opponent to have the Tormenting Voice. Blur of Blades. Okay, nope, it's just that. Okay, resolve the Bloodwater Eternal. Do you know what? They can actually have that. I'm not going to mill. I like both my cards. It's not even going to run the planes out. Champion Wits, I guess, is kind of just a dead card at this point. Sure, that can resolve. We are going to block the Thorn Mallet with double cards here. And that's fine. Because however my opponent plays this, they're in bad shape. I want to get the brute strength out. Because we'll sandblast it. No, we'll unsummon it. And then we'll sandblast the Bloodwater entity. All right, Smuggles, let's hurry this up. We gotta... Okay, so a Gale Strike. Return target tap creature to its owner's hand. What is Gale Strike? Oh, it's tapping its own. That's fine. We could sandblast it here. So now this would make the brute strength to try to make the Bloodwater Eternity survive. And then the Thorn Mallet will still... Sure, so that resolves. The Prowess resolves. Okay. Oh, the Gale Strike was on the Mallet. Sure. Doesn't get to draw a card off that. I don't know if that mattered. Probably shouldn't have ran it out that way. And the Scrapper doesn't do a lot. Another Vizier the Anointed. It can go get one more card. Sure, we'll run it out. And I am attacking with the Amit. It's not really doing much in my... So if my opponent wants to go the brute strength here, sure. I could care less just to trade. Opponent's just going to... Wow, won a lot of points off that person. We are now bronze. And we're up to 4 wins here. Here we go. See if we can run the table, which I expected with a deck like this. This deck was absolutely insane. This is a keepable hand, just because we can play all but one card. The strategic planning is filler at this point. We have a lot of blue sources in. We get the Godfarrow's Faithful. We are in great shape. Once again, no Fraying Sanity in opening hand. I don't think it wants us to have them, unless they come in multiples when we really need them against that green deck. So I guess I can't complain. And that was a perfect card. We'll strategic planning here. And gain a life off our beautiful Godfarrow's Faithful, as well as throw everything away. We'll throw the swamp away. Ouch. We'll throw the swamp. Ugh. Whoops. We'll throw the swamp away and the plains away, and actually kept the wrong one. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Now, I hope that doesn't come back and bite me, because I actually can't cast the Sunscourge Champion from my graveyard. So, we don't have a lot of plains left either. Ugh, that was awful. However, we are a lot closer to getting our beautiful... This can be a tough card for my opponent to deal with, too. Fraying Sanities, where are you? Jeez, yeah, I apologize for that. Wanted to throw cards, but yeah, put one of them in your hand. Yep, whoop, 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 whoop. All right. No confirmation on that too, right? Just like clicked on it and it was over. Oh, well. All right, Heal Jin, let's speed this up. I'm going to try to cycle a card. I'm just going to take whatever damage my opponent can get in for free. 2 damage, don't care here. I disagree with this play of just... And then not putting it on the... Put on the Grizzly Survive, that's very awkward. So... I think we want to Sandblast because it's 5 damage, right, on a Sandblast? Yeah, that's how we'll do it. We don't want a Winds of Rebuke quite yet. So there is a Soul Stinger out of the way that also really, really hurt the Grizzly Survivor. Another zombie deck, huh? Nice little unsummon here. At this point, I don't know if we want to be playing too many more land drops. We'll play one more swamp. And we can run out the Sunscourge Champion. And what does it say? Can't block. Awesome. So we can actually attack in. Because this is not a zombie, it's a Minotaur Warrior. And now we're up to 28. With 2 bounce spells in our hand. Yeah, this one should be short work. So we're going to be able to get in here for some more damage. With the Amit. What? Where's the zombie? Whoops. That is a zombie. Zombie Jackal Warrior. I was thinking they didn't have a zombie in hand there, but ugh. Gross. I don't want to wins it. I want to keep it alive, though. That was my bad. For whatever reason, I was thinking that my opponent could not block again, but that is definitely a zombie. And we get rid of a Blinding Zombie and an Angel. That was actually pretty good to get rid of, as well as we get back our own Champion Wits in the graveyard. So I will play this swamp because we want to get towards the Champion Wits. My opponent can play one of these zombies back, but that seemed pretty resource inefficient on my part. Hey, there we go. We get the champion. And we'll get rid of the island, as well as now Vizier of Anointed can't even get anything anymore, so we'll throw the Vizier Anointed away. That gives us another planes to then get back a Sunscourge Champion if we want to. So again, we'll just no attackers. We just need to find those Fraying Sanities, and that will lead us to victory. Opponent really can't attack in with a lot. Finds the other Marauding Bone Lasher. We get a final reward. Again, I'll play this last planes. And then just end the turn. Don't want to be attacking with the Champion Wits quite yet. Fraying Sanities once again in our bottom 20. In our bottom 16, both copies. Well, the Naga Oracle can help us dig. And I think at this point we just want to put them on the bottom, correct? The rest back on the bottom. So we'll get rid of these two and put that on top. Jeez. Now the Fraying Sanities are both in 13 down. Wayward Servant. Would be a card I'd be worried about if my opponent wasn't... I mean, if I wasn't at 31 life with a Sunscourge Champion to even bring back. Another final reward. We'll end the turn. I could exile that. It's not a big deal. Appears like a lot of lands left in my opponent's deck too at 7. And gone through, we don't have very many lands at all. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 3 left in 12. Well, there's one of our mill cards. They can get rid of the remainder of the lands. We have a lot of... Wow, we have God Pharaoh's Faithfuls like crazy left in our deck. 3 God Pharaoh's Faithful, 2 Fraying Sanities. And we can even start getting rid of these final rewards as well. So all we need to do is draw Fraying Sanity and we win the game. My opponent does have a lot of resources to work with. However, we do have ways to... Yeah, I don't care about losing a life here. Not a relevant threat. So allow it to happen. This is our game to lose. We want to keep the control cards up. We'll start chucking those away. So now we have 2 lands left in the 10. And 3 God Pharaoh's Faithfuls. However, the Seer is going to, by itself, win the game. That can happen. Yep, just a black, blue. Didn't attack with the Lurking Roppies. That's very questionable. And we get rid of 2 more Lurking Rot Beasts and a Ruthless Sniper. Look at that. There is another land. We have 1 more in 9. Which every land does say... Oh, geez, I unclicked it. I unclicked it and turn. Oh, well. This is like the F6, and I thought I hit it in time, but I guess the... Well, that's going to be annoying. Unsummon now. Jeez. Fraying Sanities are going to be the bottom 2 cards. I don't know if I can win this. I think I'm going to mill myself now. I needed that card, and I screwed up. I screwed up by clicking that end turn button just to speed things up. Ay, ay, ay. They don't exist, my friends. They do not exist. The Fraying Sanities. Yeah, I actually don't think if my opponent just plays this correctly, I don't think they can lose. There's nothing worth killing still. Nothing worth stealing. There we go. Now, do I wait for another Fraying Sanity to start getting in here for damage? I think I want to wait 1 more. Nah, we'll attack in. We have to start pushing through. We will unsummon that. And then end up recasting it. That also will mill our opponent a card with the Fraying Sanities, which is relevant at this point. So and gets rid of an Unraveling Mummy. That was a very, very key card to get rid of. Other than I would like to steal that, actually. I don't have a lot of zombies here. 6 cards left in my hand, 11 in my opponent's hand. Yeah, I screwed up. I screwed up big time. I deserve this loss. With the end. Do not hit this end turn button, apparently. Very, very terrible attack, in my opinion. As we can block here. No. Block here. We're at 33 life, too. My opponent was just getting frustrated at this point. Block here. Block here and here. And that's fine. Take the rest. In Oketra's name. Okay. Don't kill anything here. My opponent mills 1. Which is a start-finish is the mill card. Good news is, though, we can start casting a considerable amount of cards. This is instant speed with the... No, it's sorcery speed. So I think we need to use... We'll use Unquenchable Thirst on one of the 4/2s. No, they're easy to kill. So I think we're going to put it on one of the... one of the 3/3s. So it doesn't untap. And I think we might just take one of the 4/2s. Now we'll keep up Final Reward. Yeah. So my opponent's doing everything possible to lose this game, in my opinion. I don't think we need to block here at all with anything. We can absorb some damage. That's fine. Because that's another mill. We do want to use the Final Reward sometime. And I think we want it on that Marauding Bone Lasher. Six versus 4. We have the Sunscourge Champion, which will get rid of an island. And then we can Final Reward something else coming up. Or we can take... No, we want to do Final Reward to end of my opponent's turn again. Thing is, I don't have a lot of attack phases left. No blocks? Yeah, no blocks here. Mummy Paramount. We want to take that lurching rot beast. Okay, another God Pharaoh's Faithful. Ay, ay, ay. Can I actually win this with 3 cards left? We need to start attacking in, so we will take the Grizzly Survivor? I don't know if that's enough for me to attack, though. Cycle or discard. I don't have anything left to do that. I think I have to take this Rot Beast. Okay. Gonna be a close game. What do I have left? I have a Fraying Sanities left, of course, and I believe one last Plains, and then one more God Pharaoh's Faithful. So Fraying Sanities would be the better card to draw into because my opponent is kind of in a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation. Because they can't do enough life to me left. And let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, so my opponent also has lands galore left. Okay, beautiful. That is the card we needed to draw. Should have ran the other one out first. Ooh, my put is definitely going risky here. Two versus 3, my opponent cannot block. This is a nail biter. I think we have it, though. Yep, that actually, yeah, that put enough in the graveyard. Whew, my mistake almost cost us there, but the power of the deck is just going to get us there. We're now to 5 wins, 2 more to go. In our very first draft, we're already very successful. No losses either yet, and we have up to, what, 2 losses? We could run the table, which is what we wanted to do with this deck. Showcase some drafting skills here over at Rogue Deck Builder. Not known for my draft, a little bit of story about that, though. I did start out as a limited player. Clear back when I was in college, Magic was just too expensive to do the standard at the time, and it was very net decky. I remember I was playing during Torment, and there was like one deck, Psychotog was like the only deck possible. So I just drafted, and I got good at drafting at that point. I think we're going to ship this one back. We do have the Fraying Sanity, but this just doesn't have any gas. This is a little bit better. We have 2 cards. We'll put that on someone on the bottom. Start off with a Swamp. All we need is another land for the Champion Wits to really set us up. I actually don't like these Vizier of the Anointed now that I think going the the 4/5s probably have been better. Other than our deck gets kind of awkward with the mana base. Well, our God Pharaoh's Faithful comes out at the wrong time. However, I think I'm going to run it out. A lot of people might disagree with that play. However, I think I'm okay with it. My opponent can get in for the 2 damage. I'm not going to block. Fraying Sanity would be hilarious, though. Menace. Okay, so I don't really care about discarding any of these at the moment. So I think the Sunscourge Champion is just the right call. Yeah. And no attackers. I mean, we do want to eventually hit land drops, but I think we're okay. Does it say flick? No, just menace. And he did not exert it, so... Could be a pump spell, sure. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sunscourge did its job. So we'll take another 2 damage and that goes to graveyard, right? No, that's only if... Deals 2 damage. Automatically does deal 2 damage. Okay, so we can actually get the Sunscourge back as a 4/4. And gain some 4 life. Oh, and we are in great shape. Burning Fist Minotaur is a pain, though. Now, does my opponent... I think we're just gonna take the damage. Well, it puts us at 14. We're still in really good shape. Kenra is tapped down for a turn. We have Champion Wits next turn to help us find those final rewards. Also gain us a life. Burning Fist Minotaur is something we can start blocking. Because if my opponent keeps playing land drops, it means they're going to have relevant cards left in hand. And Summon's really good here. So I'm hoping to actually draw a blue source. And throw away... Oh, man. Actually, there's really nothing to throw away here. This is still awkward with the Champion Wits. I might actually... If it's not blue source, it's like another black source, I'll chuck them away. Even though we do need it. I'll even chuck away this Unsummon at this point. Unsummon's actually really good versus this Burning Fist Minotaur, because it's a card for a card when my opponent discards a card. Reduce! Okay, never mind, it does not happen. And what does that do? Up to 3 target lands don't untap. That's very annoying. And I'll take the damage once again. That is an annoying card. Surprised my opponent just doesn't go with a reduce here. Or rubble, yep. They do not untap. That is very annoying. With strategic planning, we're ending the turn. Nimble Obstructionist. That's going to be a tough card for us to deal with. The Scrapper's something I have to trade with now. Ugh. Getting ugly. Something at Unsummon will be absolutely brutal. We do get to make the trade, though, with the Scrapper. Take 5, go down to 7. Or, excuse me, down to 8. Yep, okay. Should be drawing in those final rewards. We get a strategic plan that's going to gain us life. Tragic Lesson. Returns a land. Yep. Probably plays a land. Yep. All right, we do get an island. That's very relevant here. Now we can go strategic planning. I think strategic planning is a better pick here. Because we want to hit another land drop, I assume. See, my opponent does have action. It's going to allow Unquenchable Thirst. Or we just take the Unquenchable Thirst. This should bait out a counterspell. Still feel pretty good about our odds here, though. Back up to a 10. We have everything we need. 2 final rewards. Still need to keep this God Pharaoh's Faithful alive, though. Keep getting hit by the Burning Fist Minotaur. A land drop would be awesome next turn. Another flyer. It's only 8 damage if I don't take the Burning Minotaur. My opponent does have responses, though. Yeah, that mulligan and not hitting lands, therefore, and getting that card countered. Would have to discard a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here comes the discards. Gonna keep up 4 mana. So we really need a land or bust this next turn. We ditch 2 of them. That actually works as well. Yeah, Sandblast was a great draw. So we get a card out of this with the Burning Fist Minotaur. And we get a card for a card there, and a life. Oh yeah, we're in the driver's seat now. Definitely the driver's seat now. Boom. Can't even recast it. Cunning Survivor. It's annoying, but ooh, that's kind of greeds to put out another one. In fact, I think we're going to do it right now. Because this thing can't be blocked. Yeah, that's rough for us. It cannot be blocked card. It's going to throw out an Aerial Guide and an Entangler. Jeez, it's one of these weird. I think we can put the God Pharaohs and the Fraying Sanity this turn, because it gains us 2. Okay, we still need some help though. Because this exerts, right? They're both exerts? No. They just gain flying. Down to a 4. There's the Burning Fist. 1 card left in my opponent's hand. Spellweaver. That's actually a really good card versus me. We're going to have to final reward right now on the Aerial Guide. Oh, yeah, this is an awful play, though. Is it Amit just better? No, because we can't block. We have to do it right now. This only gets +1/+2, right? Yeah, good. We have to block the Burning Fist Minotaur, though. Puts us in a weird position with the Spellweaver Eternal. And the thing is, we might as well block here. Oh my goodness, we have to block this, yeah. Opponent should be using a discard here for the Burning Fist. Unsummon on the Nimble Instructionist was the card. We do get to mill a card and get a Thorn Malik. That was not a good card to get back, because my opponent can just flash this in and win, correct? No, we gain 2 life. But we still lose if my opponent does this correctly. Because the way that Afflict works, Afflict is such a... I'm not going to show the card in hand here, because I want my opponent to think I might have a... Oh, that Nimble Instructionist is just... Oh, didn't use it. Didn't use it. Oh, used it. Okay. So the correct play is just attack with the Spell Original and the Nimble Instructionist. That's all my opponent needs to do. That was the wrong play. Whew! Probably still die because my opponent probably top decked out of it. All my opponent needed to do was to attack in with the Spell of Eternal and the Nimble Instructionist. That works too. I mean, could have just attacked in and I would have lost anyway. Alrighty. Jeez, the unsummon into the Gale Strike. Wow. So it took us drawing some pretty terrible draws, and our opponent really didn't draw a lot of lands there. Didn't draw a lot of, I mean, pretty good use of the mana. All right, we'll go on to our first loss. Womp womp. But I play against that all day long. I think we have a good matchup versus it. Lots of little combat tricks, lots of early game. That 2/1 first striker, maybe I should have blocked earlier. No, I don't think there's a way around it. Those missing land drops were just terrible. Okay, so this one, though, let's hope not to mulligan. Let's hope to get a Fraying Sanity. Maybe we could have a Fraying Sanity opening hand, like once, maybe, this time. No, we may not. We will keep it, though. Because we knew we were going to draw planes. Yeah, this ends up being a pretty good hand. Manolith. So far, so good. We want to hit land drops. The Vizier would be nice to hit as well. Can at least go get us a cat or a champion. Opponent's going to ramp out pretty well here, but I don't really care too much. No blockers is fine. We take the damage, go down to an 18. Found it. Found what we were looking for. We will Vizier of Anointed here. And I'm going to go get a cat. I'm going to let this happen because the Vizier draws a card, correct? Yeah. So we're not going to block. We'll just take the damage, go to 15. We are not in any hurry here. Opponent's not really aggressive even with that. And not a card that we are. The Dune is not a card we're worried about. We can now throw out the Sacred Cat, which draws us a card. Finds us another Godfrey's Faithful, so we don't really need to. I want to throw out... Nope, we can block now. With the Sunscourge Champion and the cat on the Crocodile. So this should be a pretty easy matchup if we can get a goddamn Fraying Sanity for one game. All right, so we'll make the block here. Gravedigger gets back the Crocodile. Sure thing. Well, we have the final reward for it now. We also have a Godfrey's Faithful. We'll play both of them. Put the champion in the graveyard. Digging us closer for the Fraying Sanity, which is going to... We're going to draw them. They exist in the deck. Not in the top 20, and we're getting to 24, so that means... Oh, not top... The top 25 usually don't have them. Opponent is starting to ramp up to some larger creatures, maybe a 7/7. We do have the Unquenchable Thirst for it, though. Again, not too worried about this card. We can gladly just take the damage. And I could double block here, but, I mean, life is not an issue with two Godfrey's Faithfuls. We find the other island, which is almost up to the Champion of Wits here. And still don't think I want to put an Unquenchable Thirst. Yeah, we do. And we are good to go. One more land, either a plains or a... What does that do? Enters the battlefield on a creature control and attacks remove. And put one. Okay, sure. We'll end up final rewarding that. I'm going to probably end up main phasing it. Rather than risking the Hepatra's Mark. If that makes sense to people, I don't want to get blown up by Hepatra's Mark. You might as well. Take care of it when you can take care of it. We'll flash back the Champion Wits, and we should draw Fraying Sanities out of 6 draws next turn. So we're going through over a third of our deck. Well, not quite a third. Ronus' Last Stand's hilarious here. Because we got to unsummon it. And I don't want to do Winds of Rebuke yet because I don't want to mill a random. And it's better with Fraying Sanities anyway. Very tough matchup for my opponent. Hey, there we go. We get the Fraying Sanities. However, yeah, Fraying Sanities is still the better play here. Up to 21. And lands do not untap from my opponent either. Oh, then my opponent used a Manolith. Yep, that's correct. Lots of ramp in this. Still don't think we want to go Winds of Rebuke quite yet. There's a card we can get rid of, so we will Champion of Wits here. Draws us a ton of cards. Oh, wow. We can get rid of a Swamp and a Plains. Z. Let's go a Swamp and a Plains. Gosh, there we go. And we can actually play a land here. There's no point to not. We'll play a... Still didn't find the last Fraying Sanities in our last 14, but we did find the one we need. Because now we have the Winds of Rebuke, which is going to mill a bunch of cards. We're definitely going to get rid of that card. We're just going to chuck that back. No, it doesn't really matter. I don't care about our opponent drawing cards. Another island, sure. I mean, at this point, I think we just draw a card off the... Not do a black source. Let's do... Yeah. Because this draws us 2 cards. Get rid of a Plains. Get a Kefnit's Last Word. Can't really do much with it, so we'll play a Plains here. No, I'll play an island. And my opponent should just take the damage. I want my opponent to try to double block and make me lose my 4/4. Yeah, that was the right play. My opponent's not in any threat here. We could still win by damage, though, if my opponent doesn't respect the 4/4s. Unquenchable Thirst. Sure, that can resolve. That's a good Winds of Rebuke target. Don't mill my Fraying Sanity. What did it... Okay, it got rid of a God Pharaoh's Faithful ×2. So Fraying Sanity gets rid of 2 cards. There's the other Fraying Sanity. Now I wish I still had that back. Get in for the 2/4/4s. I don't think there should be a block here either, but opponent's going to get really punished with the double block here. Oh, yeah. Loses 2 cards, which ends up being very considerable, as this doubles up here with the Fraying Sanities. And my opponent is now at 12 cards, and we are at 8. Splendid Agony after the Fraying Sanities triggers. That's the right time to put that. That's okay, though. Unquenchable Thirst. Very annoying. And so is my opponent going to try to out... Thing is, we can start attacking in with our cards. Plus, there's our trump card. Probably should take that river hoopy, but we'll wait and see if my opponent wants to bring out something other. Down to a 10. I'm going to play just one more swamp, sure. Ten cards left, 10 life. See which one happens quicker. We have 7 cards left. Our opponent's going to try to stall out the game. So I don't think my opponent wants to trade resources. Well, that's a way to actually stop me from doing what I want to be doing. So now we do need to do the Kefnits. Naga Oracle is kind of pointless here. We'll play it and just put everything back on the bottom of our library. So yeah, this is really stupid of a play. But it allows my opponent to we want all of those. Wait, they have to go rest back on top. So top or bottom. Okay, yep, top. We want them back on top. Which one goes where? Like this? That's how I want it. But if it gives me a strategic planning, oh well, we'll see how it works. Guess we're going to go the damage route. Yeah, I wonder how that does stack. How does that work? Because the 3, I haven't played like a lot of scry type abilities. Because how it was looking is it's if they get turned back over. But I have a feeling it's going to be the other way around. Ay, ay, ay. Well, that actually does Fraying Sanity, though. I'm okay with that. Yeah, it mills my opponent. That was actually bad. Now my opponent's almost below me. So it was strategic planning. I don't want to cast the stupid thing. This is going to do 5 damage. What in the world would my opponent get in its library, though? Riches. Each opponent chooses a creature they control. You gain control of those creatures. Can't even cast it, though, without the blue. The blue source. Sharpshooter. That's annoying, but we do have the unsummon coming up. Or final reward. That's true. And this has to have a block, so I believe that's going to put me above in cards. Opponent has 1 card left. We have 4 cards left. So this one went the distance. It's going to cycle it away and then just lose. What a way to go out. Okay, we're up to 6 wins. 6-1. Not terrible. See if we can not have any more blemishes. Again, the deck is super solid. I don't really see bad matchups here. I guess that tempo would be the worst, but we have 4 God Pharaoh's Faithfuls that do a very, very good job of shutting a blue-red tempo deck down. That was the only match we mulliganed, too. So keep that in mind. We haven't lost a game we haven't mulliganed. Very well. Look at that. Miracles exist. We have a Fraying Sanity in the opening hand. Can you believe it? And we have mana to cast it. So this should be short work of our opponent. We will get it out as quickly as possible. And it is not a counterspell deck. I don't think anyone is going to be running mainboard Enchantment Hate. Not going to use the Winds of Rebuke, of course, until after that Fraying Sanity has found its mark. Ooh, it cycles a Wasteland Scorpion, which helps us in the mill. So it is a cycling deck, which, okay, the Unraveling Mummy is going to be another zombie deck. Everyone running zombies. But, looky here, we also have our mill card. So I think that the Seer is better, right? Yeah, we're going to do it correctly this time. Because now we can start milling as well. Isn't another target attacking zombie gains death touch? No block us. We take the 2. My opponent's going to put out another card. Possibly another zombie. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw out the island. And it is on. As now we are going to be throwing away the island. Do you know what? I still probably want an island. We're going to throw away the plains. We only need double plains for a Sunscorched Champion. So my opponent does have a nice little aggressive draw going here. But if my opponent taps that last land, we can block the Unraveling Mummy. Yep. Because it's... Ooh, no we can't. I thought it was 3 mana to do that. So no blockers. We take a whopping 8 damage. However, our opponent mills 6. And I could take his Lord. Festering Mummy. The cat's actually really good here. My opponent can give Menace. Oh, geez, right? We have to bounce back before Menace can happen? So do I need to do it on this turn and then force my opponent to recast it? And then get rid of a Sandblast? No, I need to do it all in one big swoop here. Because it doubles for each... No, it doesn't matter. So I think we need to do Winds of Rebuke. And threw away a champion and an island. And we'll end the turn here. Our opponent puts away a Cursed Horde and a Ruin Rat. And only has 17 cards left in hand. So the Lord of the Curse is going to re-come down. That's fine. Goes out of 14 cards, which is going to get bumped down even more. We have the Sandblast that can kill a card. We can still... Oh, can't do the Sacred Cat back, though. We do get a Swamp to throw away. The Sandblast, unfortunately, I think has to be the card to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We die, though. I can't Sandblast here. I think we just lose. Unfortunately. So I should have kept the Kefnit's Last Word over the Sandblast and taking it. So we needed to draw a land there. Well, this can block and gain a life. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That still puts us at 7. Because this Menace part, all zombies gain Menace. Oh, he has to tap it. So the Menace part on it, we could double block on the Festering Zombie and take 8. That's not the right route to go. I think we just have to pass the turn. But still, this is rough. I don't know if we're going to be able to mill enough. Opponent's down to a 10. I think we're going to be 1 up. No, we actually have the mill. Let's just hope there's not like an Catcher's name here. Gets the Hour of Glory, too. We go down to a 1. Any pump spell wins the game. But we win the game if there is no pump spell. Hey, look at us go. Victory is ours. And just like that, had some nail biters. How come we got kicked back down to bronze there? Weren't we silver? What's up with this nonsense? There's these 7 wins. So, appreciate everyone joining along for this long draft session for the quick draft Hour of Devastation. 7 wins, 1 loss. Not bad. Let's claim our prizes here. See what this gets us. For 950 gems and chance for extra boosters or 1 booster? What is this garbage prize, actually? So we barely get... We'll claim our prizes. Nope, yeah, we just get 950 and 1 Hour of Devastation pack back, which you can't enter with packs, correct? We'll see here in a second. So we will take our reward, and let's see if you can, like, enter... Nope, that's the only enter fee. So we go plus 200 gems and 1 booster. So that it doesn't really scale very well with the rewards. Yeah, the 200 gems is quite meh. Well, might as well open up our pack here to see what's in our Hour of Devastation. I guess you get all the packs, all the stuff that you open, though. And it did go towards, like, the vault, like some of the cards. There was 4 cards that we drafted. And there is a rare, which I actually need rare wild cards like crazy. That's the ones you run out of by far the fastest when building a variety of decks. So, got some relevant cards here for constructed if you're Deadlands and a rare wild card. So that ended up in all the stuff we drafted. Not bad, not bad. We'll try to do some more live drafts to have everyone included. But now I got to go play Friday Night Magic. And so wish me luck. Had a good time drafting. And we'll see you next time.